Oh, it's so beautiful and sunny. No, I have on no makeup. This is just me. I said, let me go live. I think people want to see what it's really like. So I just finished up. I need to clean up. I need to clean. I'm going to give people a chance to come on here. And while you're coming on, I'm just going to be cleaning. I'm going to be cleaning. How's everyone doing? Say hello, hello to me. Say hi to me. This is me in my natural. Look at that. Look at that. You got to get that natural sunlight. Oh, I need to be sitting up at the window posting up like this. I am taking a break. I got a lot to do, but I said, you know what? My birthday is coming up. And I'm going to take a little trip. Let me sit down. Oh, I almost fell off the thing. And I wanted to, right? And I haven't done anything but just, I don't put a lot of stuff on my face. I just wash my face with water, believe it or not. And I use a scrub, not a scrub, like a natural kind of 4-in-1 toner, cleanser type moisturizer thing I got from Mary Kay. That's it. I've never done a lot to my skin. And people are like, well, how do your skin say? Because I don't do too much to it. I think people overwork the skin on their face. And the skin on the face is very delicate. So I said, you know what, let me go live because I have, if you guys have a question, you can ask it, but I have a specific question because I'm about to work on a lot of people told me they wanted a pricing guide. Is that true? Is that true? I think a lot of people are having exact issues on how to price their services. I'm going to be increasing my prices. I already let my people know because I've been way too nice and giving away way too much for free. So I'm going to have to tighten up on that. But you said yes to a pricing guide. A lot of people have reached out to me and said they want that. So I wanted to know, I just wanted to get a consensus on exactly what people were expecting because I want to make sure that I'm meeting people's expectations in the material that I put out. So are you guys thinking more of just a pricing guide, just straight out? Or would you like to see something a little more in depth in terms of pricing and why and when you would change, or, things of how to price, when you should be changing prices, increasing, decreasing, along with pricing structures? Because again, like I keep saying, scenarios change based on different, different things change what you should be pricing, you know? So I was just wondering, can someone tell me that? That's why I said, let me go on live really quickly and ask the people what they want. Ask the people what they want. So when you say pricing, do you just want a pricing guide? Because I can do that. Or do you want a little bit more explanation behind pricing? I like my eyelashes. They look better when they're old. These are really old. I'm going to have them redone. You see that? See that side view? Put it on the white. They actually look better when they're old to me. Like when they become loose, they look better. I'm gonna get them redone before my birthday. So when I go down and celebrate, I'll be real cute for the pictures. Oh my God, all these things are popping up in my feed. So you said, I'm thinking like pricing when it comes to how to price when you're barely starting out, like when it's an IG nail tech situation. Hi, Lux Styles. Hi, Shanice and Stanalius. A guide and an explanation. Okay. See, because you just said it. It's like pricing when you're barely starting out. Because I almost went live with this, and I guess we can stay live with it now. Hi. A lot of people, can price themselves a certain way because they're going off of what they see other people pricing. And I did just make a live video talking about the discount salons. Don't go off of their pricing per se. I definitely wouldn't base myself there because that varies too on the area and what they offer. But I was thinking to myself, I said, how do you say this without being offensive? Because I don't want to be offensive, but I do want to be realistic because it's business, right? And so I'm seeing a lot of people that are doing the right things. However, your pricing might still need to be lower, even though your social media is where it needs to be. um you're posting on a regular, you're doing all these things, but you're, to be honest with you, some of our work is not where it needs to be, and that's just the honest to God truth. And I might get some thumbs down on that, but I will start out by saying, and this will be in there, first and foremost, we have to be realistic in where we are technically. Meaning, like, we have to really take a real hard look at our own skill level and not what our mom or our sister is telling us. Like, really take a look at your work and really be honest. You don't have to tell anybody else, but be honest. Like, okay, my work is a little lumpy, or my shaping is not where it needs to be. Not saying that you can't get people, but that is the first step in figuring out where you would want to fall in the pricing structure. Because I do see some people, okay, I see a lot of people who price themselves a little higher than they should be, and it's because they do a lot of designs. Okay? Designs, designs, designs. You know I was going to say that right. Designs, designs, designs. Oh, you know what? You all are right. I said it's 4 of them, but sometimes I do say 3. That was 3. Sorry. But no, seriously, we have to take a good look at that, because I do see some technicians that will get people in because their design work looks good on social media. And I get a lot of people in my chair from that, because they'll say that they went to someone based off of the design work. And I don't know if you watched this live where I was saying a girl went to this other girl. She's like, it looked nothing like that in person. It was all lumpy. It popped off, and then she showed me the girl's page. And once we looked at the girl's page, I said, well, wow, her pictures are all blurry. And we just both cracked up laughing, because I'm like, yeah, you got tricked. You were tricked, because you couldn't really see the clarity and the crispness of her work. And I think that that was done purposely by that technician, because they knew overall their technical skill was not on point. However, they like to throw a lot of designs on there. She said even the designs were sloppy in person, but she kind of got tricked into, she felt like she was tricked into that technician's chair because her pictures were not clear. And so while that may get people in your chair, that will not build you clientele. So I want us to first sit back and figure out where our skill level is, because everyone starts somewhere, but we just want to price people accordingly. So when people sit in their chair, they don't feel like you don't never want a person walking out feeling like they got ripped off or anything like that. You can't satisfy everybody. Trust me, you cannot. And I don't even worry about it anymore. But I mean, like, that's the first thing. So if you know your skill level, meaning if your shaping is not on point, when I say on point, it has to be, your shaping has to be on point. That is something that, and that's something that people kind of skip over. Your shaping has to really be on point. And that doesn't mean spend all day shaping the nail. When I teach acrylic, I always tell people, first things first, you don't need to worry about the shape so much before you lay acrylic, but afterward is when you really want to spend that time. A lot of us spend too much time on a set, and that's another thing. Your work can come out really, really, really good, but if you're taking 3 hours, 3.5 hours, 2.5 hours to do a basic set, 3 hours, even though the set came out good, you still should not really be charging the top price yet, because again, the overall experience is they have to be at your house or they have to be in your chair all day. So, all of those things play a factor into how you should be charging, because if you're doing a good set, but it's taking you a long time to do a good set, you still have some things that need to be worked on. We have to be honest with ourselves, because we're making people spend their money. So overall, as an experience in terms of charging, it's not just the technical part. That's a big part of it, but it's like, how is the experience overall? Are you getting people in and out in a professional amount of time? That's something else that no one ever says. Are you getting people out in a professional amount of time? If your work, this is the other angle. If you have good work, it looks good, but you have people at your house for an insane amount of time, that's not working on a professional level. If I had my software up, that's where I put the little zhoo, 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 because that right there is something that may sting a little bit, but it's true. So Does the work look professional? Does it last professionally? And is it done in a professional amount of time? And are we in a professional looking environment? Is the environment professional in the way that it's set up? From booking to execution of getting them in and out the chair to the, the aftercare, all of that, the whole experience is what we want to consider when we're pricing ourselves. So I just want to know what other people thought in terms of what they wanted to see in a really good pricing guide. um you said, because I'm thinking that I shouldn't price too highly because I don't have all the nail tech certifications. Now, and see, but here it is. You got a lot of people who don't have any paperwork, but they have everything else down and they're charging. They are charging. So I'm not going to go into that deep into that portion of it. It's just like, I want to make sure that when you get people in your chair, that they're coming back to you and they felt like they got their money's worth. To be honest with you, a lot of clients are not sitting back saying, man, she did good work. She did a good job and she was super professional, but she's not licensed, so I don't know if I'm going back to her. People don't say that. People do not. That's something that we talk about within our community in terms of keeping the integrity and all of that. When people do things they shouldn't be doing and they're not licensed, then that comes into play. But from a customer standpoint, they're not really thinking about that if you did everything else right, you know? So I would really say look at the technical skill, how you are, uh-oh, how you are, how you are providing the service, what is the overall service looking like in terms of time, you know, just the overall experience and how knowledgeable you are. And if you're able to bring all those things together and deliver a quality product, and then that determines it too. So I don't want to just, I'm going to go, beginner, intermediate, advanced. I want to take it a couple different ways. So it's not just going to be a sheet of paper, and I was wondering if that's what you guys wanted. And I'm also thinking, what do you guys think about this? Should I just do the guide? You could purchase the guide, or you can purchase the overall, the ultimate guide. You have the guide, you have the ultimate guide. So I was just wondering if you all wanted more in-depth information or nah. Always ask yourself, what would you pay based on your skill and techniques? Right, right. You said, no, yeah, I hear you though. It's about the quality of the work. Yeah. I mean, that is it too. And that's just something that when you're talking about the certifications and stuff, I'm saying that the clients, I don't really think they think about that. I think that a lot of clients assume that most people are licensed. I think most clients just assume that. I think they start questioning it when you do something wrong. Then they might question and want to look around for your paperwork, but if you're doing everything right, I don't really think they think about that. Hey, Chicago, I sent you a DM on okay, I got to check DMs. Okay. I saw something up there. I terminated my first client today. Woo, what happened? What happened, honey? Girl, it comes in cycles. I rarely have to do it, but sometimes it'll be one or two instances and they'll hit me back to back. And I just learned to be like, whatever. I just do. Everybody is not a good fit, and people morph too. You have people that start becoming entitled and picky and agitating you and thinking that that they pay all your bills from their one little service. They just, like, no, if you're not happy here anymore and I can't satisfy you, you have to find someone else and I'll just find someone else too. It's no problem. We're not beefing. We're not beefing. We're okay. It's just business. Hey, Dazzle Girl. She would take days to respond to appointment confirmation. She would keep canceling on the day of. Now, you already know what you're supposed to be doing for that. That's kind of a little bit your fault. You're not using a booking system. I have no time to do stuff like that. I would not make any money doing that, because that's what happens when there are no repercussions on their end to do what they want to do. They're going to do what they want to do and inconvenience you every freaking time. Now, y'all know I need, boy, I swear, they need to give me, I asked them, did they have a referral code? I use Acuity. It is $10 a month. And it books in the way you can set it how you want to have it set up. But mine is set up where you can book an appointment. You have to put a credit card down. For me, I don't hold a deposit, but it does capture $1 to make sure that your card is a valid working card, and it releases that dollar back to you, but it's just capturing the dollar to make sure that it's valid. And then you will receive a confirmation email once that's completed, and you can move around your appointments in that confirmation email as much as you want until 24 hours before the appointment. 24 hours before the appointment, it locks down and you are not able to move the appointment. If they don't show up, I don't call. I keep telling you, I don't call people. See, I don't have time to be doing that. I have too many clients. When I get busy, say I'm not busy today. Right now, I'm not busy. But when I'm busy, there is nowhere in the world I would have time to be doing that. I would be messing up my books because I wouldn't keep on top of that. I have to use a booking system. It's a must. And I don't do anything verbal unless I'm like bored and want to make a couple extra bucks, and somebody I know personally will call me and be like, hey girl, I might take them in, but I still get on them. I'm like, you all know I don't do verbal. I don't do verbal. And they get a little salty with me. I don't care. I don't want them in the habit of doing anything verbal because verbal can be messy. And for reasons like this, because you could have been making money another way. So I don't do anything verbal. And even when I do verbal with people, when they come to my chair, I'm like, now, I don't do no verbal. They get mad. They like, I'm like, this is my business. I don't do anything verbal. And the reason why is, if I tell you, I could take you. If I'm busy and I look down at my phone and it's like, hey, T, can I come today? You got something around 4 o'clock. Even if I have something today at 4 o'clock, let's say it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I might be busy with the client. I might look over at my phone and say, yes, you can come at 4. But then I'm busy trying to get this client out the door. This is when you're doing this full time, it's like all these little things matter in your money. And I told her, I just typed yes real quick. Okay, so she's coming at 4 o'clock, but I got to get this lady out the door because she got to be at work. She got to pick up her child. So I keep going. When I'm done with her, by the time I look at my book, somebody booked at 3 o'clock. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm just giving you an example of how that can go. So I just verbally told that person yes, but somebody went online and booked. And now it's spilling over into the time I told them they could come. Now that's a problem. Because now I got to get on text message or call them and then try to rearrange her. And then they're going to be mad at me because I told them yes. But see, what happened was I put the responsibility on myself to book them in my system because I know that clients come in every minute and they book. Literally, when I'm busy, I literally will start getting appointments every hour, every 40 minutes, moving around, booking. I cannot tell anybody anything verbal because if I tell someone something verbally, that means I got to stop what I'm doing and I got to literally hurry up and log in to my system and put them in, because if I don't put them in, it could be gone just like that. Now I'm the bad person. So I take all that responsibility off of me. They know how I set up and I stick with it for that reason. Now I had somebody who was coming today, and he knows how I run my book. So he actually, when he came back yesterday with his lady, he dropped some money with me. And I think it's because he was like, I'm gonna try to come tomorrow, but I don't know. I'm gonna let you know, because he knows how he can be. So you know what he did? He gave me the cancellation fee already. I already got the cancellation fee. And sure enough, he can't come today. But I'm not even mad because he gave me the cancellation fee when he was here. He was like, it's gonna either be a tip or it's gonna be my fee. Because I set specific rules, and these are people that I know personally, but they still, I had to have a little understanding with them. Like, no, you were making me lose money. You wouldn't keep going to a job that kept messing with your pay. So he dropped that cash yesterday. So he's not coming, but I don't even feel no type of way because I already got the fee. It just happens to be cash. So stuff like that, taking days to respond. Let me finish it out too. With my system, the day before their appointment, or I think it's 12 hours before. No, it's 24 hours before, right when the books are about to lock down, I have all my stuff set up where it's going to send out a confirmation. It sends it to them and it sends it to me. If they need to make any changes at that time, they need to click the link and make the changes. They still do it. But if they don't do it and they ignore the reminder, it's on them because they're going to get charged. I don't call people when they don't show up or anything. The only people I call when they don't show up are my regulars, because my regulars don't call. They don't cancel appointments. My people, it's so smooth, y'all. This is what you want. It's always these little family members and friends that be pulling the little stunts. But my real straight up regular clientele, we don't have them issues. So if one of my regulars does not come, it's something wrong. Those are the type of, I have people that have respect for my business in my books. If it's something wrong. And also if they're running late, if either one of us are running late, I keep saying the same thing because this is how I really do it. How we both do it. I specifically like a certain person. We let each other know way in advance if we feel like our schedule gonna be off. Either way. Either way. Hey, I'm just letting you know, I'm still at this parent teacher conference. I might be 15 minutes late. Is that okay? I'll be like, oh, no worries. Or I'll be like, okay, but try to hurry because I got some, like we keep in touch with each other. That's what you want. Those people that don't want to respect your books or even give you a heads up, they don't respect what you do. You know? Um, and you said she would keep canceling on the day of, and see, she would, and oh, let me tell you, hold on, my arm is getting tired. Holding this up, my arm is getting tired. Can I sit this right here? Nope. Where can I sit this? My arm's getting tired. Okay, so speaking of, there was somebody who booked with me a couple times. I didn't understand why this person kept booking with me, and I never did them before. And I have a rule about that, even with the reschedule. You do have a window where you can reschedule and not be penalized. But if you reschedule me more than 2 times in a row, I will block you. Because you still messing with my books. Because 24 hours is still not enough time for other. It's just a better chance that it can be rebooked. But if you keep putting appointments in my book and you don't come, I will block you. And what I will do is I'll put a note in there because it's going to send you an email and it will say, please call me to discuss your appointments. And they won't be able to book. I don't play with that. I really don't, because I got bills to pay. I got goals. So that particular client, that woman never came to me before. And I'm gonna tell you something that alarmed me. When a person I never did before keeps putting in multiple appointments and they don't show up, I don't know what they're on. It could be a person that's purposely trying to clog up my books, because people do silly stuff like that. People who don't have anything to do, people who don't have no life, weird people do stuff like that. It could be a hater, it could be a competitor, somebody who thinks they're competing with you. They'll put appointments in your book at like your prime times, like Fridays and Saturdays and stuff like that, to try to clog up your books. I've heard of stuff like that happening over the years. It does happen, you guys. We are in the beauty industry, and I keep saying it's a different type of person. And I had to block that person. I said, please call me. Or I call her, or I text her. I said, I did block you from booking because you don't show up for appointments. I said, while you're doing it within the allotted time, multiple offenses, it still presents a problem for me. And the person responded back, said they were having medical issues. I still don't know who this person is, but that still wasn't enough for me to unblock them. Look, that don't help my bills. I said, so okay, in the future, maybe you might just want to wait until the day before to see how things are looking for you. She said, okay, no problem. I love your work. I said, okay. I still don't know who that person was, but I still cannot allow you to play with my money. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. So, yeah. Oh, I got a whole bunch of messages. Yeah, that day of thing. If you cancel on the day of, my regulars don't do that. But if it is a regular, it's a reason why. And depending on how, with the regular who never has those issues, and if something happens, I don't charge them. Like my regulars who come every 3-4 weeks faithfully, and they call and say something happened serious, I'd be like, oh my God, I hope you feel better, or da da da. And I'll be like, no, you could charge me. Okay, I'm not gonna charge you. If they do that on a regular though, I will charge them and tell them you can't keep doing that. I just tell people. But I do charge people. I get money all the time in my account just from people playing with my books. And then I block people. So she said she felt we were on the same page. She responded to that within 10 minutes. Does the booking system text you or email you? It emails you, but you can pay for a more upgraded service. I have the $10 one, but if I'm not mistaken, you can upgrade to an even more expensive one, and then you can do text. You can do all of that via text. The $10 one only does everything via email. Yeah. But it works for me. And a lot of these new people that come in my chair, most of them don't make it. because I'm very serious about that. And some of them will just they get thrown off because I'm so like about that. But I'd rather be like that because I'd rather take my time and weed through and have a great group of people where we have a good communication dynamic than dealing with people who stressing me out all day. Because I just don't want to book a people where I don't know how my money is looking. I just cannot deal with that. I cannot. My bills are very serious and I cannot. When using Acuity, are you using Square, Stripe, or PayPal? I'm trying to see which one I should use that allows me to charge the easiest if I have to charge people for issues. It's currently hooked up to Square. It's hooked up to Square. Yep. And I just capture $1. But keep in mind, they did some type of weird update where I put all my prices on Acuity at $100. Every price, every service is $100, and there's a reason for that. Because if you, and see, I burned myself and I didn't realize they did some type of update, and I went to charge a person who didn't show up, and the price, the service that they were getting was only like, I think, I don't know, it was like $35. But when you go to charge a person's card that's on file, how did that go? Whatever way I had it set up, it would only allow me to charge like 25% of that number. So that's why I put in $100 for every service, because my no without their authorization, like you could do it on your end. That's the way it was set up. I don't know if it was something I had set wrong, but I put everything at $100 because 25% of $100 is $25, and that is my no call, no show fee is 25. So that's why I have everything set up at 25 bucks, and it's currently um, set up to Square. Okay, I'm using Square as of yesterday evening. I was previously using PayPal. Oh, good to know. I personally would not use PayPal because they can go and dispute that. Even though you can fight it back and say, if you have your policies and everything, see, I have a policy before you book and after you book, how it goes. But see, now you got to be dealing with, if you get a person that's like a problem, they can try to dispute that and say it was an unauthorized charge, and PayPal will snatch that money right back from you. And then you got to go through the whole thing of trying to reach out to PayPal and sending proof of your policies. And now your money is tied up. So I choose not to go through them because PayPal is like that. Like they don't play with money. They'll move it back and forth at the drop of a dime. You can get it back, but who wants to go through that? I'm too busy. So I choose to stick with Square when it comes to services. Hope that makes sense. She cracked her nail. If she can come right now, if not, she's gonna come tomorrow. Um, that $25 membership allows text alerts to the clients. Okay, yeah. See, that's why I say if you upgrade past the $10 one, I believe that opens up that text thing. I don't even use that. It is good to have. I just keep my expenses low. And for me personally, I have regulars that I've been doing so long that we just have a flow. But if you're starting out new and you're trying to get all these newer people acclimated to how you want things to run, I do suggest that maybe you do upgrade to the $25 one so you can make sure they saw it in a text message. That's my answer on that. I don't really need it because I do the same people over and over and over again. Are there any other questions? I was just coming on live real quick. Um, Now I will say I know I'm not the best nail tech in the world, but I do know my work is crisp and precise. My design work is enough. And so I charge accordingly. I don't overly charge. And if somebody is spending a lot of money, it's because they ask for a lot or they got a lot of stones. Stones take time. Stones take a product, hard gel, expertise. Stones is what run up the price. But I really focus on how good do your nails look naked? That's the question. You said you're new. She was one of my two clients and they aren't very regular. Yeah. That's why too. So I'm looking at different things and I'm like, I know some people are wondering, like, well, I'm doing all the things I'm supposed to be doing. Why am I not getting clients? And that's where I talked about somebody in another live said, how do you get your self confidence where it needs to be? because a lot of us still need to do a little more honing in on our craft. And I'm not saying this to you, but I'm just saying, like, if you're new, when it comes to charging, um, it's going to take some time because the work that you may be putting out there may still reflect that you are new. And so people will try to pull it with you in different ways, and they're not going to want to pay as much. Even if the designs are good, they can see people, even though they're clients, people can still kind of look if you have decent pictures and see like where your skill level is. So you just want to be making sure that you're charging accordingly. I don't post every set that I do too, because I have a lot of sets that people insist on getting, and I think they're not cute. Or some stuff that people insist on getting and it's just blah, or it's just there. Or some sets that people get, their nail bed or the shape of their nails with their fingers and everything is just not a good look for my page. So it looks good on them, but it's not like what I would call a model hand. You know? I don't know what other way to say it. Like, it looks good on their hands, but their hands overall, it's not reflective of, it doesn't go along with all the other looks I have on my page. So, I don't know. It's a lot that goes into it. So I'm gonna try to finish working on that. You said you practice almost every day on your practice hand. Yeah. Now it's best to just to try to get a lot of live people, but the practice hand is just as good. And two, I always tell people, you know, don't forget about your basics, because I make, okay, my client that just left, she just got a no chip manicure and a pedicure. She just gave me $90. I kid you not. She just sent me $90, and she actually usually gives me 85, but she gave me 90 today. I don't know why, but she did. Pedicure and a no chip manicure. Sometimes I make more money throughout the day off of the natural nail services. So, I don't want you guys to feel like you can't move forward because you're not the best or excellent, when it comes to the acrylic. We're licensed nail techs. We're nail techs, and we can do it all. And so it's good. I'm telling you, if I didn't do anybody else today, it would be fine, because I basically just made $100 off of a manicure and a pedicure. So I keep saying, do not underestimate the power of the pedicure and the power of them natural nails. Natasha said, me too. These ladies are loving the gel manicures. Yes, yes, I love mine. It's time for me to do mine over. Mine stays intact even though I'm doing people's nails. It cracked real bad on the side. I had to peel it. But this is over 2 weeks. This is 2 weeks old. Still in place. And I'm working with acetone and I done soaked so many people off and everything. Look at that. My no chip's still in place. Yes. What was the guidebook you were talking about? I came in late. I was asking people if they wanted a pricing guide. And I was like, did you want just a regular guide, or do you want a guide with explanation and more in-depth thought on which one how you should be placing yourself? And I'm thinking about doing a guide and then the ultimate guide. So the guide is just pricing, and then the ultimate guide is um the ultimate guide would be like, more in-depth explanation. I might just do the ultimate guide because it's going to be cheap. This is going to be something really quick that you can download, and it's going to be really cheap. It's not going to be like the main book. So, yeah, guide with everything would be great. Okay. I think I'm just going to do one, because it's not going to be like, I promise you guys, it's going to be under $20. Is that okay? I got to sit down and do it. Okay, yes. I say both because newer people might need the in-depth one. Yeah. And because you can look at a pricing guide. I know someone who's selling the pricing guide right now, and they have a lot of prices and stuff, a lot of prices, a lot of prices. But that can still be overwhelming for a person who's not quite confident or sure. Because here's the thing too. Here's the thing. I can give you a pricing guide, but then it's like, you might be really good at acrylic, but then you're not that good on no chips because they never stay on when you put them on your mom and your sister or whatever. So you might need to adjust and look and adjust accordingly. You might want to go on the higher end or the intermediate level on acrylic work pricing suggestions. But then on the other services, you're like, well, on these, I'm not this and that and that. So I just want you all to sit down and figure out how to customize your list, because when I see people put out guides, they'll put something out like this is what you should charge if you're good, this is what you should charge if you're not. But it's like you got one set of pricing on good and one set of pricing on intermediate, one set of pricing on bad. But then it's like this person is really, really good at this right here. Really, this is where they should be focusing, really, because this is where their bread and butter is. But if they want to do all of them, I think you need to pick. I guess what I'm trying to say is you're gonna to know how to cherry pick your pricing. You know, cherry pick your pricing. Because if I were to just even include, I don't know, overlays. I'm going to tell you, overlays is not my thing. And I don't even know where I should be looking. Overlays is not really my thing. But I see some people that do excellent overlays, and their overlays last forever. I don't know what it is, but people with really, really short nails, like if somebody came to me and said, I want to overlay, that is not my thing. I don't know why. I've never been able to lay acrylic that lasts forever on short nails. But I see some people that can, that's their thing, and that's their thing. So that person would look at my guide, and they should be charging more. They should be charging on the advanced level when it comes to the overlay pricing that I lay out, because they are good at that. You know, if I looked at the same guys, decent, but I've seen people do it better. But I'm honest enough with myself to know which price and to pick. So when I'm putting together my own guide, I'm going to be like, okay, intermediate on that, advanced on this, advanced on that, advanced on that, advanced on that, you know, like that. Does that make sense? So, um, here. Sorry, you guys. I even have like a little plastic cover that I ordered where I bought from the restaurant store, you know, to keep it from getting messed up. And I haven't even. Okay. Oh, let me. And we're back. Let's see. This in here. I hope she didn't break it. I hope it. Okay. It should hold it. Okay. Oh, that's not cute. Let me tighten this up. Okay. Yep, no makeup. Wash my face. Okay. Green screen, y'all. Anthony, you said you will order. Okay, yeah, a lot of people came behind that when I said it before, and they were like, yes, yes, yes. So I was like, well, let me just be specific and make sure that I understand. Okay. Can I help with business names too? Something like that you need to get a consultation for. You need a consultation for that. I do offer consultations on Shecago Beauty Source because a name, you can just pick a name, but I always tell people one piece of advice is make sure that your name can grow with you, that you can scale your business around your name, because my old name, um, you just have to be careful because you can pick a name that keeps you in a pigeonhole, you know, in terms of when you start out one way and you're like Glitter Bell Designs, and then you start to go into it just depends. So with the name, it's a little thought that needs to go into that and what you want to do and where you want to go, and you know. Also, can you add a price for people who are slow at application acrylics? So I said that part. Can you help us with business name? Da, da, da. Just found you. I love your videos, Ruby. Let me stop this. I warmed up some food. I have some veggies and shrimp. Well, shrimp stir fry. Smells good. Welcome, Ruby. Actually, Ruby is the name that I use in corporate. When I work in spas and corporate, that's the name that I use because it's a name that's friendly. And when people book online, they tend to skip over Tanisha. So I have to pick a name, and I've been told that to pick a name that makes sense. Not makes sense, to be honest with you, in the world that we live in. People don't want to come to the black girl in the high-end spas, and that's just the truth. And I've been told to change my name, and so Ruby is the name that I use in corporate spas when I work for them. I hate to say that, but this is the truth. Sadly. Yeah, my connection, I think it was my connection. So, what do I recommend for slowness? Practice. Lots of practice and timing yourself. You don't necessarily have to pressure yourself to have a timer, because a timer, see, it's a difference. Timing yourself and putting yourself on a timer is two different things. Timing yourself is just paying attention to, okay, it's 3 o'clock and I'm getting started. And then when you are done, write down the time when you're finished. Just that simple. Putting yourself on a timer, you have to be careful with that, because you can literally rush and start doing sloppy work because you're working against the timer. And that's not going to necessarily make you better. What it can do is actually make you more, it can make you lose your self-confidence, because you might not like how the set turned out because you were working against a timer, and that timer can work against you for that reason, if that makes sense. You will skip over things that you should not have skipped over, or you half shaped it, half filed it, didn't make sure all the nails, were same length, different things like that. And so you'll come out with a sloppy set. So what difference, what good does that do if you were within the time against the timer and the set looks worse than ever? So that doesn't help you. That's why I would say maybe time yourself and don't put yourself on a timer. Now, once you see improvement, you might want to give yourself a speed test, but that's really the key. And like I tell people all the time, if you see, acrylic for me was kind of like a natural gift. Not saying that in a cocky way, but it just really was. But you're going to have to do nails a lot. You can't do 1 or 2 sets a week. This is not like makeup or all the other things that people just go on Instagram and be self-taught. Yeah, a lot of people teach themselves enough, but to really become good, if you're not naturally inclined to be an acrylic specialist, you just really got to do a lot of sets, as many as possible, back to back, if you can. In this career, we spend days and days and days and days and days and days and days just doing nails and not even having time to eat or anything like that. And so while the career path seems fun, at times it's not always fun. And so you really just want to sit down, if you can, one day, all day Saturday, and just maybe do people for free all day. Yes, all day, like a real nail tech would. That's one way to get good. All day, all day. Just do people all day. Anybody who wants to have them done. Anybody who wants to have their nails done. Don't look at their hands and say, I want to do what you want to know. Because as a real nail tech, you're going to have to do whoever sits in your chair. So just sit and do people. You want to do this as a full-time thing, or you really want to do it and make some real money? Sit down and do people's nails. Start at 9 o'clock in the morning and keep going and do everybody you can do back to back to back to back to back till 7 o'clock at night. Really? Yeah, that's what I do all the time. That's nothing. That's normal. Yeah. Yes. Do that and see how you feel about it. And do it every Saturday. If you're free on whatever day you're on, if you're free on a Saturday, do people all day. And see how you feel about it. See how you really feel about it. Because a lot of people think they want to do this. And I want y'all to see what it's really like to be sitting up there scrubbing and filing all day and doing stuff that you may not even want to do. But you got to do it because they're paying you. So pretend like these people are paying you and do it all day. And come back and tell me how you feel about doing nails full time. Just wondering. Are there any other questions? That is very, very, oh, that was Natasha. Okay. Yeah. Now that'll tell you the truth. Or do 4 or 5 sets back to back. You literally got to burn yourself out on this to become great at it. And if you still want to do it, then maybe we should look a little deeper. Right? Then maybe we should look a little deeper into it. Do that. Do that. And just do it for free. This is something that would you do it for free? If money were not an issue, would you do it for free? I would. Just certain days of the week though. And that's actually the plan in the near future, just to do it a few days a week, because I don't really have to. That is the plan, because I'm tired and I've been doing it too long. But that's really the plan. Yeah. And you guys don't sleep on these no chips. Y'all can make a whole big nice clientele off of no chips and just do 3 no chip people a day. Manicure, pedicure with the no chip. Just do 3 a day and you can still make good money. Okay, we're gonna say 4 people. Even if you did 4 people a day, you could definitely make upwards of $300 just doing 3 or 4 people a day. If you play your cards right and if you're really good at it and it lasts, and then you start, finding little designs and little accent fingers to put on there, you could definitely get 70, especially with no chip pedicure. No chip pedicure, you could easily charge 45 bucks if you're good at it. 45 on the pedicure, 35 on the manicure. How much is that? That's $80, right? Is it? 45 yeah. 40, 30, 5. That's 80 bucks on a no chip manicure and pedicure. Plus tip. Yeah. Don't sleep on those natural nail services. Everybody want to do acrylic because it's so trendy. So that's the other thing too. Don't forget that, because you all, some of you all that follow my videos, you all really want to do acrylic, but once you get into it and try some other things, you're gonna find that you all will end up with more no chip specialists, no chip clients. Because even like with this channel, I didn't expect this channel to be even geared this way. I came on this channel thinking it was going to be another way, but it just formed into something that's more about helping people get it off the ground. I thought I would have more seasoned nail techs on here, and we would be discussing current issues, and it ended up being a channel to help people get the business off the ground. You guys shaped it. So you never know what clients may end up coming to your chair. Like, you think your hidden main talent is one thing, and it might be something totally different. You'd be surprised. Uh, hello. Hello, tipped out by Mary T. Martinique said, I will be done with my nail tech program in 3 weeks and still in the process of finding my niche. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, we might like to do acrylic, but to be honest with you, you just be surprised. You might do one lady one day that give you a try, and she just liked your personality. She liked your work. It lasted really well. And sometimes you get what I like to call them like your super clients. They'll just start bringing you everybody. One good client, the right client, can bring you 4 or 5 people. And from there, your whole clientele could be built within a few months, just from that one good client. And guess what? That one good client, she came to you and got just a no chip manicure and a basic pedicure. But then she brought all her people. Because you never know. Sometimes that one person could have been going to somebody for years. Oh, but she moved out of state. Well, she stopped doing it. So me and my friends, I had all my people going to her, but now we looking for somebody else. So I'm going to tell them about you, girl, because you did that. Da, 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 da. I'm going to tell them. I'm going to see if it lasts. If it lasts, girl, you got it built in. It's done. I got you. And that can happen. One person can start a snowball effect. But even though you want to do acrylic nails, that woman and her friends and her network of people are more natural. So now, before you know it, you're starting to do all these natural people. But hell, you're making more money, and it's easier money doing the natural sets. Before you know it, you're like, I did a couple of acrylic sets this week, but shoot, really, I got more natural nail people. That's how that happens. And you will find that, wow, didn't see this coming. But hell, I'm making good money, and I like it. And actually, natural nails is much easier, easier money. Acrylic can be very draining to sit up and do all day. Very draining. You got that drill in your hands, you all that filing and shaping and staring and looking and da, da, da. That stuff gets a little mentally draining, back to back to back. Yeah, Marla said, and quicker to do natural nails. It's quicker and it's easier money. And actually, it can be more money. I told you. It's slow today. I do not really care though. I'm busy tomorrow. I remember I still made basically my $100 just doing the one natural person. I'm okay. Like, I don't feel no type of way about it. I don't care. I don't have to do a million people, because I can make my money at the beginning of the week and then have some. I actually thought I was gonna have the rest of today to myself because I got some things to do. Because tomorrow I'm pretty busy and Sunday I'm pretty busy. So I don't freak out about days of the week too much. But I hope I answered that question. I'm gonna take one more question and then I'm gonna go ahead and hop off, because I didn't really plan this. I just kind of thought about it with the pricing guide, what you guys would want to see. And watch, we have some copycats do what I do, but it's okay. It's okay. Um, any other questions? I set a daily goal. And it's weird because my clientele is so regular. I don't really have to set it. I just know what it's gonna look like. So I would say starting out, a person's goal should be at least 100 a day. And say I'm gonna work 5 days a week. So 2,000 a month or whatever. That should be definitely a starting goal. I will tell you that $100 a day is my minimum. Like if it was just a terrible day, I hope I at least was able to pull in $100 some sort of way. Some sort of way. So 100 is my minimum, but I do look at it kind of day by day. And I just, because everything is so electronic for me, I already know what it's going to look like. Like I'll look at a day, if today is Tuesday, I'll look at my Friday or I'll look at Saturday and be like, there's 2 people in there already. Okay. That's already a 150. So today is Tuesday. So I would say by the end of the week, I should be at about 380 on Saturday. You get what I'm saying? So I just pretty much know what it's going to look like. But I don't like to make less than 100, even if it's a terrible day. I really don't. So, yeah. One thing I will tell you too, this is the last thing. Income tax has affected it because if I looked at my reports first this year versus last year, I said it in a couple of videos. February was my busiest month. And this year, February has been slow compared to last year. And that's because of the income taxes being held. And that's weird because I have all my regulars, but I'm just like, I feel like everybody's kind of holding out a little bit. I'm still doing them, but this time last year, I was so booked with so many new people. And so I was talking to Cece earlier. She was like, girl, they're about to come in because they dropping those checks. My books are already filled. I said, yeah, they're coming in later this year. They're going to spill over into March. So we shall see. I do notice a big difference. Excuse me. After my finals, I'm going to look at what my financial goals will be. I'm still only a part-time nail tech while I'm in school. Yeah. Yeah. And then, just make sure that you're charging accordingly while you're figuring out what your best assets are as a nail tech and building your brand and all of that, how it should look. That's really my whole thing. But I just want some of us to be very realistic of what those prices should look like. Don't go charging $75 for a set because you know how to do good designs. Because if the nails don't last or they're, not shaped well or they're lumpy a little bit, they're coming up and all that, then they may not come back in your chair. They may try you once or twice because they're excited and you may be their friend, but they're not going to keep paying you that if the work is not up to standard. So that's all. Oh, this nail chipped up so bad. I got to go ahead and redo them. I got to reshape them because I'll keep picking at them. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to get your input on this, and I'll get started on that. The case study is up. What did you all think about the case study? If not, go ahead and listen to it. It's called Coming for the Commission. I think that's the name of it, Coming for the Commission. Check that case study out. We will be discussing, I think I have it set for 7 o'clock on Sunday. Hit the notification bell so you know when I'm coming on live. And I want you guys to come on screen to talk because I don't want to do all the talking. I really don't. I really don't. I want to see what you guys are thinking and to get that dialogue between everybody else because as we can see, everybody thinks differently. So I'm going to finish cleaning up. I'm going to eat. And then I have to do we're going to make some calls, some business calls, and see what the rest of my evening looks like. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.